Trump's budget controversy, from Freedom Caucus independence to Fealty Caucus loyalty. In an unexpected twist this Thursday, the staunchly conservative House Freedom Caucus appeared to transform into what some are now calling the Fealty Caucus. This development came after a significant shift in stance by the party's spending watchdogs, who ultimately relented and supported the passage of the legislation known as the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. But here's where it gets controversial. President Trump emerged victorious, while many factions within the GOP found themselves facing some kind of setback, all except perhaps the leadership. And this is the part most people miss. The Freedom Caucus stood as the last group holding out against the changes, criticizing the Senate-approved version of the bill as a betrayal of the original framework agreed upon by Speaker Mike Johnson. In a dramatic turnaround, Rep. Ralph Norman arrived at the White House with a three-point plan to secure his support. But none of his stipulations were met. The House merely passed the same Senate version. Any attempt to modify the bill would have delayed its finalization, potentially missing the critical July 4th deadline that many saw as superficial. Rep. Chip Roy expressed his reluctance to vote in favor simply to meet the deadline. However, he eventually did so, citing assurances from the White House preventing Medicaid fraud. Controversy and comment hook. Could these actions truly be about integrity or just about political optics? What's your take? Rep. Derek Van Orden vehemently denied suggestions that the caucus was simply following Trump's orders, defending their autonomy in no uncertain terms. Even Senator Lisa Murkowski, who voiced her concerns about the legislation's impacts on SNAP and Medicaid recipients, ultimately voted for the bill, hoping for amendments, but ensuring her contributions secured a $50 billion fund to keep rural hospitals afloat. Retention hook. By staying firm on certain priorities, did Murkowski and her allies secure a win, or were they just bargaining chips? Ultimately, it was Speaker Johnson's willingness to call everyone's bluff that led to the legislation being finalized without further modifications. In an environment where the fight over state and local tax deductions continue to play out, Republicans may find it challenging to promote this bill during election campaigns, especially when constituents expect unwavering commitment to their values. The clearer winners seem to be Speaker Johnson, who reinforced his leadership, and President Trump, who now has access to more funding for his initiatives than ever before. What's your opinion on the role of political compromises in shaping such significant legislation? Do they serve the greater good or just the interests of a few? Share your thoughts in the comments.